Ray Matthews is the coordinator of auxiliary services, directly in charge of maintenance and floor care at the Selma City School System in Selma, Alabama. As a large school system in one of the more historically significant cities in the South, the system could obviously have its pick of any floor care program in the country. We asked Ray why he selected Momar ToughAsNails.
The product sold itself. We were using a different product when I first got into this position. I found out later on, about a year or two after I got this position, that we were using Momar years ago. When I first got this position, I just continued to use what we'd been using, and we were very unhappy with the quality of the product that we were using at the time. And then, came to find out that we had used Momar ToughAsNails in the past, and so we gave it a try. When we saw how the product performed and how much time it saved my custodial people, and then ended up using TwoWay Stripper also, it was a easy business decision to make that it was the best thing that we could do for our floors and for our budget, is to use ToughAsNails and TwoWay Stripper.
What Ray didn't know when he took the job was that this man, Frank Rose, who spent over 45 years selling Momar products in Alabama, had sold ToughAsNails to the system years before. But as a result of staff changes within the school system and Mr. Rose's death, no one remembered. Until they found the yellow bucket. Ray had heard about a product in a yellow bucket that did a great job on the floors, but no one knew where it came from.
We were cleaning out a storage area, and of course I saw the yellow buckets, and I took it to one of my custodians and I asked him if this was the old stuff that they used to use, and he said it was. And it was ToughAsNails, and so right after that day, because we were very unhappy with the product we were using, I called my local representative and we ordered some, and he said, exactly, this is the stuff we used to use, because it saved us a lot of time and money. Because with the old product that with the product that we were using at the time, we would, at the high traffic schools, we would strip and wax twice a year. But with ToughAsNails and with TwoWay Stripper, we found out that our high traffic schools, which is our middle school and our high school, we still only had to strip and wax once a year. And in the winter, we will go back and just lightly buff and put another coat or two coats down during the winter time. That's all we'd have to do for the middle and the high school. The elementaries, we only have to do once a year now. And the floors look great throughout the whole year. We've saved tons of money and time because we're in proration here, and so we've been in proration for 3 years now. So we're asked to do more with less. So we have less people that work for us, we have less budget. But we found that this is by far the best business decision that we can do, is using, ToughAsNails and TwoWay Stripper.
So you moved from stripping all these floors during the summer and then again during the holidays, and now you've literally eliminated one strip per school per year.
Right. Well, we certainly did that at the high school. At some of our elementaries, we only did it once a year, but the floors looked terrible in the springtime. And I told my people, I said, why are the floors looking so bad in the springtime? And then that's when they said, hey, we used to use something different years ago.
That's when you found the bucket.
Right. That's when we started looking around, and then we found the bucket, because they couldn't remember what the name of the product was. Because I asked them, I said, what was the name of it? And nobody could remember what the name of it was. And then we found the yellow bucket, and I asked them if this was the stuff, and they said yes. And it's made a tremendous improvement to the learning environment of our schools.
Sound like the end of the story? Nope. There was about to be another yellow bucket headed to Selma, TwoWay Stripper.
When we, quote-unquote, found the bucket and we ordered our first big shipment of ToughAsNails, we continued to use our old stripper. And I went out one day while they were, all our crews would get together during the summertime and go and strip all the floors for the district, strip and wax all the floors for a district. So we had a couple of big crews. And so when I went to go check on them one day, I saw there was a lot of standing around, and I asked them, what are they doing? And they said they're waiting for the stripper to work. And I said, what do you mean? And so I watched them for a while. And so they would do a stretch of the hallway, and they would stand around and wait for it to start lifting the wax off the floor, where they would go. And so they would be waiting for the stripper to activate before they would take the stripper with a strip pad over it. And I said, well, this is just taking way too long. And so I called my representative and asked him if they had stripper. And he said they do, and it's a two-way stripper. And I told him my problem, and he said, I think I've got your problem solved. And so we ordered the two-way stripper, and it probably cut our stripping time in half, because I didn't have 2 4-man crews standing around waiting for 15 minutes for the stripper to activate. And so there was no more standing around. By the time they laid down the stripper on the far end of the hall and went halfway, the stripper was already activated. So that cut down drastically on our time, and so we were able to get the floors done a lot more efficiently by using the two-way stripper. And so there's no decision for us to make. We always get two-way and ToughAsNails every time we do our floors, because it saves us time and money.